And we're joined by Nola Kilmartin with the city's planning department. Thanks for your time. Okay, so council has passed a motion to move ahead with the province's new vision for infill housing. I think a lot of people are bracing themselves with fear and trepidation that this could mean sixplexes and fourplexes popping up in every neighborhood across the city. I take it nothing in your mind is expected to be happening in a major way?
Yeah, generally speaking, what we're going to be looking at is a fairly slow rollout of additional units. I think it's going to be quite incremental per neighborhood. In 2016, the city of Kelowna started the infill housing challenge, and so pre-zoned a number of lots to allow for 3 and 4 plexes. Over the course of 7 years, only 20% of those 800 lots actually redeveloped with multiplexes on them. And that was at a time of historically low interest rates, lower construction costs, more affordable construction labor and labor availability. So and those were also properties that had laneway access, which makes parking on site quite a lot easier to achieve. So what we're gonna probably see more of is, less than the 4 units or less than the 6 units. I think there will be people who have a single family home that doesn't have a lot of lot coverage, and they may add an additional unit onto the back of their property, and maybe their kids or parents can move in with them.
So in most established neighborhoods, we're not likely to see a sixplex right between all the single family homes.
It's unlikely. It's unlikely just based on a lot of the new neighborhoods don't have laneway access. They have front drive access, and a lot of those properties are not large enough. So if you're in a neighborhood where the homes are quite large and cover a great deal of your property, it's unlikely you're going to see that kind of scale of development. Also, a lot of the newer subdivisions, the developers themselves can restrict with their building schemes how many units get built. So those supersede the zoning bylaw and the province's regulations within those subdivisions.
Right. And I take it that the city was able to get the province to agree that we need off-street parking available for developments like this because of snow removal, correct?
Yes, there was an exemption in the province's legislation that allows snow communities, which we fall into, that we would still be able to require parking. So we're still going to do that. It wouldn't be a reasonable thing for the city to go and tow people when they have nowhere to park on site.
A key thing that is changing in this process is redevelopments that would have had to go to a public hearing no longer have to. The idea being to make some infill happen that otherwise might get caught up in a public hearing.
That's correct. I mean, that's been a big challenge across Canada. Opposition to small-scale projects happens in all communities across the board. What we'll be looking at, though, is anybody who comes in with an application for 3 or more units, so a 3-plex, a 4-plex, or maybe a combination of up to 5 or 6 units on larger properties, they're still going to be examined and reviewed by staff for development permits. So they will still be required to provide parking and the sufficient landscaping that complies with the bylaw, as well as setbacks and things of that nature that apply with the building code.
Yeah, it's not just no rules, go ahead and build, right? Just because there's no public hearing.
Yeah, I think probably what most people are unfamiliar with if they haven't been through the process of trying to build a 3-plex, 4-plex, or 5-plex, it is actually very challenging to do. So while these rules seem like they're kind of fast and loose, they're in fact kind of stretching above what in fact could get built.
Right.
So in all likelihood, we're going to see a fairly, it's not going to be a deluge down on us. We're looking at a pretty gentle rain down.
Yeah. Well, down, in the central area of Kelowna, and even if you head out, towards the Mission, you do see lots of examples of infill that have occurred, and there's been no hue and cry. A lot of them actually seem to enhance the neighborhood.
Absolutely. Ground floor access townhomes with a bit of, private outdoor space is what a lot of people are looking for. They're looking to live centrally. They're looking for space for their kids to play, schools for them to go to, safe, manageable streets. And I think any of us would be understanding that somebody wants to live like that.
Right. So bottom line, we're not bracing for sudden and drastic changes in our neighborhoods.
No, I think overall, what we're seeing is homes are large here, they're expensive, and this provides a bit more housing choice for people. There will still be apartment buildings, there will still be single-family homes. This just provides another option for people to rent or to purchase.
Terrific. Noel Kilmartin, thanks for your time.
Thanks so much.
And thank you for watching Kelowna Now.